Hey everyone, if you're listening to this, I'm guessing you've got La Concha in your sights. I've been hiking this mountain and the Sierra Blanca trails for, wow, over 15 years now. And today, we're gonna break down some absolutely vital info. Look, consider this explainer your mandatory survival briefing before you even think about stepping foot on that trail. We're not gonna sugarcoat anything, we're diving straight into the hard facts, based on real, boots-on-the-ground experience.
I want to start strong with an undeniable truth from those of us who actually patrol this area. I've seen it all on La Concha, people in flip-flops and with their phones at 12%. Read that again, it's crucial. People show up, they see Marbella's incredible beaches and luxury promenades, and they somehow think the massive mountain right behind it is just, I don't know, a theme park? We need to shatter that illusion right now. This is not a Sunday stroll on the beach, guys.
So here's our game plan for today. 1. The reality of La Concha. 2. Terrain and hydration. 3. The climate, specifically the sun and wind. 4. The local secret against cramps. 5. Advanced survival gear. And finally, number 6, the water parking lot checklist. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The reality of La Concha. Look, starting your hike from the Water Refuge is not a simple walk in the park. It's a highly technical route. We are talking about walking on white limestone that is both loose and sharp as a knife. And the craziest part? There is practically zero cell coverage on the entire route. If the weather turns or if you twist an ankle and you're not prepared, well, that lack of communication leaves you completely isolated.
Moving on to Section 2, Terrain and Hydration.
All right, this right here is where most tourists make their first big and very painful mistake. On one hand, you constantly see tourists trying to hike up in flat gym shoes, or worse, casual street shoes, or even flip-flops. No way. On the other hand, look at the gear you actually need. Proper mountain boots with technical Vibram or Tentagrip soles, ideally with mid to high ankle support. Why is this so critical? Because spraining your ankle on the way down is literally the #1 accident on this mountain. There are super exposed sections like Salto de Lobo or Paso de las Cadenas, and they absolutely do not forgive a slip. Shoes like the non-mold Tomir or Asics Trabuco are perfect examples of the aggressive grip your feet need. Seriously, they are your life insurance up there.
You know, this mountain doesn't just have one season. It's got 4 entirely different ecosystems, and the rules change radically. In spring, sure, 2 liters of water and a fleece will do the trick. But summer is a completely different beast. A hat goes from nice to have to strictly mandatory. Your sunscreen needs to be SPF 50+, and you really need to be on the trail before 7 a.m. Winter, on the flip side, means you're ditching the summer gear for a down jacket, a windbreaker, and a beanie, while your water needs drop to about 1.5 liters.
3 liters. 3 liters, that is the absolute minimum amount of water per person if you're tackling this route in the summer. There are 0 drinking fountains on the trail. 0. None. If you think grabbing one of those little half-liter plastic bottles from a kiosk is going to cut it, let me be brutally honest, you're just not making it to the summit. It is a guaranteed recipe for severe dehydration and an imminent helicopter rescue.
Section 3. The climate, sun, and wind, your invisible enemies.
Okay, so here we have the classic 3-layer rule. Every mountaineer knows this, but coastal tourists completely ignore it. The sun up here is brutal. The radiation beats down from above, sure, but it also bounces right back up off the Mediterranean Sea and that bright white limestone. That's why Category 3 sunglasses with side protection are so highly recommended. But you know what really catches people off guard? The wind on the crest. You arrive all sweaty from the climb, and bam, the wind instantly steals your body heat. That's why your outer layer, a solid windbreaker, is the most underrated and ironically the most necessary piece of gear in your backpack.
So why do I harp on the windbreaker so much? Because of this number right here, 10 degrees Celsius. That is the sudden, brutal temperature drop you can experience up on the upper ridge compared to the sunny, warm weather you left behind down in Marbella. And it's all driven by the fierce Levante wind. If you get caught up there wearing nothing but a sweat-soaked t-shirt, you are in serious trouble.
All right, Section 4. The secret against cramps.
This right here is the little pearl of wisdom that separates the pros from the rookies. I'm going to throw this question right back at you. Think about it. You've got your water, your boots, your GPS, but what is the one tiny thing that barely takes up any space that almost everyone forgets, but entirely determines whether you hike down with a smile or literally crawl down in tears?
The answer is simple: salt pills or electrolytes. Down in Marbella, the heat mixed with the sea humidity makes you sweat buckets. If you chug those 3 liters of water but you don't replace your minerals, you're just diluting your body's electrolytes. The direct result? paralyzing muscle cramps, and trust me, they usually hit you in the absolute worst spot, right on the exposed crest. Tossing a tube of electrolyte tablets in your bag transforms a descent to pure misery into a perfect end to your hike.
Section 5. Advanced Survival Gear.
Now this is the gear you pack while praying you never actually have to take it out. 50 grams. That is the exact weight of an emergency thermal blanket. It's tiny, about the size of your fist. A lot of tourists skip it because they think, I've never needed one before. But listen, the day a buddy trips, breaks an ankle on the ridge, and you're stuck waiting 3 hours in the freezing wind for a rescue team, this shiny 50-gram piece of plastic is literally what stands between you and hypothermia. And that fits perfectly with the rest of our advanced gear list. Your phone needs to be at 100% battery with the GPS track already downloaded offline before you leave your car. Remember, no internet up there. A headlamp? Absolutely non-negotiable, even for a day hike. A minor injury or a bit of fog can slow you down, and suddenly it's pitch black. Trekking poles can save your knees by reducing impact by up to 25%. And hey, here's my favorite local trick, the mini repair kit. Just wrap a couple of feet of duct tape right around your trekking pole. It weighs nothing, and if someone's boot sole decides to peel off halfway up, you can fix it in 10 seconds flat. Finally, Section 6, the Huanar Parking Lot Checklist, the ultimate pre-flight check.
Okay, picture this. You're standing in the Huanar Refuge parking lot. This is the moment of truth before you start gaining altitude. Do a mental check with me right now. Do you have technical, high-grip soles on your feet? Have you packed 3 liters of water per person? Is your offline GPS track loaded and working? Got your Category 3 sunglasses, your hat, and your sunscreen on? Are your windbreaker, thermal blanket, and electrolytes sitting at the bottom of your backpack? Guys, only if you can say yes to every single one of these are you truly ready to go.
I'm going to close this explainer with an unbreakable golden rule we have here in Marbella. If you're missing anything from this list, do not head out. It is that strict and it's that true. The mountain demands absolute respect, and your meticulous preparation is the only guarantee of a successful hike. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to be the person slipping around in flat shoes with a little plastic water bottle, or are you going to dominate the terrain with the right gear? The choice is entirely yours. Pack those bags right, respect the mountain, and I'll see you on the trails.